Hi. Yo,
Sup,
this
y'all?
is Dyson Knight, and this is episode 65 of the Sup'm Show. We actually taking it back one because I was trying to do something fancy and I all over the place right now trying to get it right, but we'll get it right in a minute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My co-hosts, the lovely Ans, and of course the debonair.
The lovely JP. No, I said, hello. Hi.
Oh God.
What's going on, y'all?
well, well, that's how we kick it off. I mean,
Yeah.
you always leave me speechless. But JP, you had a comment. I told you I want you to
Yeah,
start the show
yeah,
off.
yeah. With the who hurt you. Now, men, the only time we hear this statement of who hurt you is when you either corner your girlfriend or you corner your wife into a situation that she has no answers for. And the only thing she can say is, well, I wonder who hurt you. Men, we don't say those terms. I don't know a man ever that says, who hurt you? That's a feminine term. And if a man say that, ladies, we need to drop him immediately. Feminine is just saying, just like
So
that.
say so wanting to know
Uh-huh.
who hurt a person, that's a feminine thing?
No, but guess what? In the context of how you ask the question, you know what? Let go. See, you see what you're trying to do, right, Dyson? She,
Yeah, I see. I
she,
see.
let me tell you. Okay, let me dissect this. Okay, so instead of concentrating on who says it, you actually grab it and ask, why is it feminine? No. We ain't concentrating on that yet. That's from a male perspective. The only people, humans, that normally says, who hurt you, is females. And 9 times out of 10, the reason they say that is because A, they don't have an answer for what you're asking them,
That's a
or
lie.
they're caught up in a situation where they
No,
can't get out of it. So they come with the
no,
who hurt you.
no,
So give me another
no.
No,
reason.
no,
Or they're
Uh-huh. Give me
dealing
no.
one.
with a guy, or they're dealing with a guy who feels like all women are the same, and
Really?
all women when they go out they do this, and all women blah blah blah. So then it would lead her to feel like, really, who hurt you? Because why do
No.
you feel so insecure? Why do you
Mhm.
feel as if all women, do all the same things? And that's where that comes from. That's where women
Because
ask,
because
okay,
because
who
because
hurt
to
you?
some degree, all women do the same thing.
You see? So I want to ask you, JP, who
Yeah.
hurt you?
You see that? You see that? And like I asked you
But that's
last week,
real
right?
because
Hold on.
all women, all women are not the
And
same.
last
All
week
women
when I
don't do
asked
the
you
same
a question,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Last week when I asked you a question,
Hmm.
you dance all around it.
No, I didn't. It just
Man,
wasn't true.
look here, you answered that question like an hour into the show.
Okay,
Late.
so how about we be on today?
You see? Who hurt you, Aunt? You can't answer that?
No one. I'm not hurt. I'm not in a
Okay.
hurt space.
Okay. I'm not in the hurt space either.
Well,
All
see,
right, all
that would have
right.
been a
Hold
good
on.
response.
Hold on now. Hold on. Because so no one has ever hurt you.
For
No
Who,
me?
one has
me?
ever hurt. No. Yeah.
Who?
Yes.
So I don't deny that someone hasn't ever hurt me before, but I am not currently in a hurt space. So
Okay.
my actions that I would put out there on any person, on any man or whoever, or especially my husband, it would not depict from like what the person that hurt me would have deserved. And I feel like hurt people put out what they feel like the people that hurt them deserve on people who aren't even deserving.
You want to know something though? Even if, even if you would have put that out on your husband, he wouldn't ask you who hurt you.
What
Men
do you
don't
mean?
ask that question. Be honest now, Ants. In all seriousness, have you ever? Can you ever remember any man ask you or just say who hurt you? Who
But
normally says that?
but wait, pause.
Oh,
So now when
okay, that's a yes
no
or no.
pause. So but asking me, I have never carried hurt from just I've never carried hurt on. So there would have never been a reason for a man to ask me who hurt me.
That's not the question. I
That is
say
the
Hold
it
on.
again.
question.
That
You
is
Hold
not
on.
the
Hold
said,
question.
on. Wait.
you
Before
said,
before we re-ask the question. Hold on. Time out, guys. Time out. Before we ask the question, I feel as though we ganging up on aunts. Aunts need a little bit of help. So let's
thank
introduce
you. And I don't feel good today.
our certified life coach to the show. Erica, how you doing? I can see you down here, but I don't see you on screen. But I think you are with us now. What we were talking about, we were trying to understand exactly. Well, I'll let one out re-ask his
Erica,
question.
come get this work because I'm sick. Anyway, Here's the deal, right? What I am saying is that you rarely hear a man say to a female who hurt you. That's a female term. You guys use that the most. I've never heard a guy in my all my life say, "Oh, hurt you." That's a female term.
I think guys say it because some women are bitter and some
That's
women.
not the question, Hans. Have you ever heard a guy say that?
I have not. Personally, I
Thank you.
haven't.
Exactly.
I haven't.
That's not you.
I I have never asked that question ever before in my personal life.
Exactly.
Um,
I've never either. Never. But have
I
you heard it though, Dyson? Have you heard it from a
wait,
female to you though?
wait. I have asked that question immediately after it is being asked to me.
There you go. Well, I wonder, well, who hurt you? Yeah.
Yeah. Like who hurt me? Where you coming from? Who hurt
Yeah.
fucking
But I
you?
mean, women
You know
are
what I
more
mean?
in tune with their emotions anyway. So maybe that's why.
Okay, let's talk about this.
How
Let's
about you
talk.
guys just answer
I think
what
Eric is
y'all being
perfect.
asked and
Go ahead.
then just answer the question instead of
I mean,
throwing out the
but
who
I
hurt you.
did. I did.
Not you, but all the women in general.
Oh, okay.
Listen, bunny ass. Don't take it personal.
It's not personal.
All right.
So, on this topic of who is hurt, who's not hurt, I just wanted to really focus on that the reason, JP, you brought up a reason. You said a lot of times they bring it up when they are backed into a corner and they have nowhere else to run, or they're
Yeah.
hiding from the situation, not wanting to confront confront
Hmm.
um, what is obvious, the elephant in the room, and they feel as though you're standing. Here it is. Let me say it this way, and the ladies, y'all can tell me if y'all agree.
Okay.
Whenever a man stands on his boundaries, and his boundaries seems a bit manly, a bit too rough and uncomfortable,
Hmm?
it's
Give me an
it's
example.
it's
What you mean?
said.
What you mean, Dyson?
Meaning, if I say I going out with the boys every Friday night, um, even though I know you want to hang out with me, this is what I choose to do.
Now
This is
that's
what I do
manly.
on
Now that's
Fridays.
manly. You
This
ain't
is what I
going
do on
nowhere though.
Fridays. Oh, why you can't just make an exception? No, there are no exceptions. Either you deal with it or pack your ish,
You
right?
can deal with the door.
And that could be. I can see a female screaming out, well, who hurt you? Why you have to be so X, Y, and Z?
Manly.
Now, wait. So I would see. The only way I could see a female saying that it's somewhere in that scenario is if you told her that she can't go, and not with you, that she can't go out with her girlfriends.
Girls' night out off the table. You ain't going
See,
anyway.
if you were to, like, if you're saying you're gonna hang out with your guy friends, but she can't hang out with her female friends for
Thanks,
whatever
I know how to
reason,
push the buttons.
I
Hey,
could
I know. Look at
see,
her finger.
I could see a female saying, "Well, who hurt you? Because why do you feel some type of way about me going, but you can go?"
Because y'all weak when y'all get around company. That's why.
I'm not even.
Erica, don't take it
I am
personal.
not even gonna
Please
let
don't
you
take it
take me
personal.
there
I
today.
just know
I
how to
am
push these
not.
buttons.
Mm-mm. I ain't getting triggered today. Nope.
She ain't get triggered. All right, we'll
Mm-mm.
see about
Let's
that.
talk about being hurt. Let's just right up talk about being hurt. Um, what can hurt a person relative to what we did this discussion in relationships, and what results from that hurt, and how do we identify a hurt person? Erica, maybe you'd be able to give us some insight on
They
hurt
like to wear.
people.
They like to wear a black hat with two little balls on the top.
And the hurt men are you. Never mind, because my husband is bald. I can't even say that.
See that, Dyson? I can't trigger her. Right there, you go.
But the hurt people hide behind a facade, right?
Right?
So
Okay.
a lot of times there's also but I came in a little bit late. I'm sorry. I'm just having issues with
Mhm.
the internet. I'm not home.
All
No
But
good.
sweat.
I feel like hurt I feel like all of us have felt pain and have been hurt. Um,
Yeah.
and a lot of times it's a coping mechanism to say, well, who hurt you? Or, I feel like ultimately, what was your question, Dyson? Because
The question
JP,
is, we're trying to
you,
identify.
yeah,
Me?
you distracted me. You
What?
Ah,
distracted
I
me.
didn't do
So,
anything.
yeah. So go
I
ahead.
guess she needs a few more moments to bask in the beauty of JP. There you go, Erica.
Everybody's
Yeah,
distracted.
You can focus. You
yeah,
got enough? All right,
yeah.
focus now.
Yeah, but what was your question? How do you identify who's hurt?
Well, first we wanna bring up I guess a general situation of what would hurt a person in a
Hmm.
relationship
Mm,
that scars
mm,
them deeply enough to carry that hurt on through
Yep.
another relationships.
mm,
Whereas at that point, whether it be true or false, the significant other can say, "Hey, who hurt you?" and you actually have an answer for them. So,
Hmm.
so
mm.
what would actually hurt a person? I guess is the first question.
You know what? There's so many things that could hurt a person. A lot of times we carry into our relationships things that happened long before we even started dating. A lot of times it comes from our childhood. A lot of the hurt that we are manifesting now really has nothing to do with the relationship, even the relationship before that. But a lot of it has to do with things that you experienced as a child, and it manifests in insecurities, and those
Hmm.
insecurities are what you see in relationships.
Ah, so
And that could be like, infidelity, abandonment,
A
different things like
lot.
that.
Yes, neglect.
That's right.
um yeah, and then
Multiple
that's where you'll
multiple
see
concubines.
what? What?
Nothing, 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 nothing. Go ahead,
um,
Erica.
yeah, so childhood trauma. And I wanted to give a disclaimer at the top of the show, and this is the reason why I didn't do any deep research in it, because I didn't want anyone to think that we are. Well, I don't know if Erica is a life coach. You could probably share us the difference between being a psychologist or and a life coach. Because we're not psychologists. We don't offer professional help in that way. If you are a hurt person,
Well, there you
or you
go.
want to know if you're a hurt person, you may want to seek professional help. Don't come to the Sup'm Show for that, because we retarded. We start these crack jokes.
But y'all can email me. I'll give you professional help all day.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah. Okay. So Erica, we're talking childhood trauma here that manifests into something greater. You're talking about maybe children who've experienced separation anxiety, children that may have experienced too much attention in the form of molestation, um, or just unhealthy relationships between either parents, siblings, extended family, whatever the case may be, may manifest on to something in the future. Now, so we're future self here, and future self is a hurt person. What is future self doing inside relationships that where we say now hurt people hurt people? What does that look like?
I mean, what
Um,
happens is we become triggered, right? And
mhm,
so we'll find ourselves a lot of times in the same cycle. So let's just use me as an example, right? In
Mhm.
relationships, I have a very avoidant um nature about me. So I always look like the nice person because I don't
Mhm.
want to argue. I just kind of let things go on as is. And
Mhm.
ultimately what that was, I remember trying to think back as to, why is it that I always find myself in certain types of relationships where it seems as though people are running over me, or it seems as though I'm just too nice. And
right,
ultimately, it really comes from my childhood where I lost my voice
right,
and I didn't know how to really speak up. And I saw that manifest not only in my personal relationship, but also in my business relationships. And so
Mhm.
right.
if I didn't decide that I wanted to make a transformation, then I would continue to transfer into all relationships in my life. And so in my instance in particular, and I support those victims who have been child abused, like I have been.
Mhm.
In my instance, it was, you got to keep silent because I want to keep the peace. I want to save the name of the family. I don't, and the list goes on and on. So I really lost my voice and all of that. And I lost my
Right.
identity. I lost my self-worth. And
Wow.
so I would go into relationships where seemingly I was so nice and I was, but I just lost my voice. And so if I didn't
Mm.
heal from that, or go through a healing process. And for me, that was acknowledging that I had pain. So that's the first thing. You have to acknowledge that you have pain. A lot of us don't acknowledge it. There were
Mhm.
Mhm.
years and years and years that went by when I said, oh, all of that I went through for 6 or 8 years out of my life had no impact on my life. I mean, I was adamant, because I didn't
Right.
want to give someone else that power. I was like, no, 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 I'm good. And I had a wall built up and I had this facade going on and I was just real tough. But on the inside, below all of that, there was a really hurt little girl.
Do
And
you think
so,
it ever goes away though? Like even as you get older, like the pain you just was talking about, which you went through. Do you think as you get older, does it really go away, or does it always hang around and manifest in little small ways here and there during a relationship?
so here's what I think is the most important thing, which is the pain never goes away, but the
Mhm.
way that you handle the pain completely transforms and it changes. So you will still
Mm.
be triggered. Healing doesn't mean you don't feel anything. Healing doesn't
Mhm.
mean
Right.
that you forget. Healing means that you are now able to deal with things in a different manner. So I'll give you an example.
Mhm.
Um, the other day I heard that the guy who had molested me was really close by, like in the next room, basically, right? And I
Mm.
felt that. Like I went weak. It was horrible. It was like, wow, like I
Hmm.
was so sad for a minute that it still impacted me. However,
Mhm.
what I was
Mhm.
able to do in that moment is rather than continue my life as is, I stopped. I had a super busy day. I went home. I did my breathing exercises. I did my yoga exercises because I needed movement. I processed what I was feeling. And rather than allowing that to carry on throughout any of my relationships, I was able to stop, acknowledge, process, and move on. So you're going to still be triggered, but you have to know, hey, I'm being triggered and it has nothing to do with JP. It doesn't have anything to do with Dyson. It's like, it's not
You hear that,
you,
Hans? You hear
it's
that?
me. No, but really, it's like,
So,
but it's
so,
that's the difference.
so in this situation now, where you're overly passive in a relationship because of your childhood trauma, that affects your present relationships in what way?
Well, it affects my present relationships because if I lose my voice, right, it means that the person that I'm in a relationship actually doesn't really know who I am.
Hmm.
And so my expectations are unrealistic.
Your expectations are unrealistic. I got it, because they don't know who you are. So the things that you're expecting to get in that
I lost
relationship, you can't.
internet. But my expectations are unrealistic. I'm not bringing my true authentic self
But
because
you
I'm not
still
speaking
expect.
up.
Your
I'm not telling
expectations
you who I
still
am.
originate
So our
from your.
communication is deplorable.
Right, right, right. I feel you. When I've been hurt, I think I've been hurt a number of times, and I wouldn't pin anything, much of it, on childhood trauma. But my childhood story is that, I grew up moving all the time in my mind. Like, I never really was in one place. My mom and dad never married, so I was either with my dad, or I was with my mom, or I was by my Grammy, or I was by my aunt, or I was by my granddaddy, or I was by this. I was all over the place. One couple of months I'm in Pathfinders. The next couple of months I'm in marching band. The next couple of months I'm in Boy Scouts, and never really sticking to any one thing. So I would say, now that I look at my life, I still pretty much a rolling stone. Like, I'm not tethered anywhere, whereas I can say, oh, this is home and this is where I have to stay. But at the same time, even though I'm quick to just leave, all of my material things, right? And say make a new place a home. It's more, it's very likely for me that when I do find a resting place where I'm comfortable and I find peace in that place, I do not want to move. Like I don't want to go out, period. And I think that has a negative effect on relationships, because if you want to go out and party all the time, if you want to go traveling all the place, I'm like, no, this is nice. Home is nice. Let's stay. You know what I mean? Let's stay.
Yeah,
So as I got older now, and then I didn't know how to appreciate jack shit. And I can't say that no other way, right? That's why I was when we talk about giving gifts, like I was an awful person to get a gift for, because I was a total a-hole about receiving gifts. Like I didn't want people to do. I think that's true. I still don't want people doing things for me. I want to do it myself, because then I don't want to feel as though I don't want to feel tethered. You see what I'm saying? So I can see where the childhood trauma or experiences would move along with you in life and stick with you. But does that make you? I guess does that make me a bad person?
absolutely.
Good. So somebody has to be the bad guy.
Horrible person.
I'll be the bad guy. So
Yeah. For once, at least I ain't the bad guy. Be the bad guy.
Let me talk to my life coach, Erika. I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, I think number one is when we think of trauma, we think it has to be some big thing, and trauma isn't necessarily doesn't have to be abuse, so to speak. I mean, so I just wanted to say that. But in terms of life experiences, yeah, like if it's impacting a relationship, and you recognize that, hey, let me say this, because I don't want to assume. Okay, do you think it makes you the bad guy?
No. I think I always put the best the greater good. Is a lesson from primary school that stuck with me throughout the entire course of my life, about doing the greater good. And one of the sayings at Bahamas Academy was that how you spell joy is Jesus first, others second, and yourself last. So these are those things that kind of stuck with me throughout the entire course of my life. And I know that I put other people's needs and needs, not necessarily wants, a lot of time wants, before my own.
How may I help you, sir?
I thought I was getting a side eye. I was like,
no, man, I'm listening. You got in the side air.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. So no, I do not think as though I should be pinned as the bad guy. However, if anyone pins me as the bad guy, I don't care, because I know I at least that confident within myself to know that the decisions that I make is the best decision to make.
In your opinion?
For you.
Right.
For me to be able to function positively for anybody.
Go ahead, Hans. She got something to say, Dyson. Put the camera on. She got something to say. Go ahead.
So what I want to say is,
oh, I knew it.
You cannot control how you make somebody else feel. So even though you may feel like you're not the bad guy, not saying that you are, there may be some tendencies you have that make people feel some type of way. And you can't just say, oh, well, I don't care how they feel if it's somebody that you actually care about.
Me.
Okay, so me not caring in that regard. Let's come up with we're gonna have to create some scenarios in this. Okay. Who hurt you? So ask me who hurt me. Let me tell you.
You could okay, who hurt you, Dyson? Yeah. But wait. What were you? No, wait. Because look, so it still depends on what you're doing in that scenario for me to ask who hurt you.
Who hurt you, Dyson? Dyson, who hurt you?
Let me.
Yo.
I can give some examples by a boy.
Okay, how about this? I walk
Mhm.
into the room and you go into
Mhm.
my phone.
I could do
Wow.
that.
And I
That's
say, who
mhm.
hurt you? Like, why do you feel like you need to go through my phone?
Ooh.
You want
Okay.
me to answer that?
So
Let him answer,
yes.
David.
She know
Me.
better, boy. She know better. You better let him answer that. Go ahead, Dyson,
Okay.
answer it.
Okay. Okay. I'll answer it. I'll answer it first. And then this is just hypothetically
Yes,
speaking,
of
because I'm
course.
not the type to go through anybody's phone
No.
ever, right?
Yes.
Actually, I was that around 18, 19 years old,
Right.
maybe 20.
I
Um,
want you to
but
beep it.
but if I was inside the room going through your phone, then I would believe, and without anything prompting it, meaning
Right.
you
They
didn't
didn't do
just
anything.
go out the night before and didn't tell me where
Right.
you're going and come back smelling like
Right. They
Sex.
weren't acting sneaky. The
latex.
right. The phone wasn't weird. Latex. What?
Yeah,
Smelling like
I would
Crisco,
hope. I would hope
fish grease.
you come home all baby oil up.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then right. So so without any of that, then definitely I would think that I'm a person who is either overly possessive or extremely
Terrified.
distrusting,
Yep.
right?
Hmm.
Um, Now, I also don't like in. I went through a time post COVID when I didn't feel as confident about myself as I would usually be. So I do know what it means to feel, I guess, inadequate to a
Okay.
certain degree, and I had to work my way through that to remember who the f I was. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Um. So, but yeah, if I'm doing that, I'm trying to ensure that. Yeah, no, I'm definitely hurt. I'm hurt. And here's the thing, and here's something that I believe. I'm not sure if this is. I believe it's true for women, and one, you can tell me if it's also true for men.
Mm.
But a lot of times, women, I find they say these things like, oh, let me give an example, right along the lines of the phone thing.
Definitely
Um,
not.
She about to jump down that rabbit hole in the second, Ruckus. Just wait. You just wait.
yeah. So like women would say things and speak these things and live and dwell in these things, like to say, um, let's say I'm the person and I'm saying, oh, the phone rings. Oh, that's your sweetie calling you a.
Who's
Let
saying
me
that?
Or the
The
let
guy.
me let, let me let, let me
an
take this.
female. The
An
female
Let me
would
take,
be
insecure.
saying that, right? They
let
would
me take
say
this.
these things. Okay,
Yes.
hold on. Let me see what one have to say about it.
Listen, let me put you guys up on game. There's a difference between being now. This is personally speaking,
Of
me,
course.
right? I tell everybody I am not a nice guy. I am a good guy, but I'm not a nice guy. There is a difference between a nice guy and a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Me personally, if you let anybody get you to that level where you feel your confidence level is going away or you feel you ain't who you are anymore, you're putting too much energy into what they got going on. I mean, this goes for men and women.
Yeah.
You always have to reserve a space for you personally
Mm-hmm.
because, things happen out of control. People feel a certain way. People go through a set of emotions and things happen. That's just something called life in general. But no matter for a male or a female, you always have to remember who you are to keep yourself grounded.
Right.
But at the same time, you can't get it confused because some guys out here really ain't shit. There's no way to say it. And some women out here really ain't shit.
I was just gonna say that.
You know what I mean? So you can't. So the same rules can't apply across the board. You understand? If you know you're a guy or a grown woman out here that's doing productive things, that's trying to make a better way for yourself and your family, by all means, you have to remember what you bring to the table and who you are. Just the minute because let's trust me, there are people that's going to come in and out of your life just to break you down.
Yeah.
That's their main purpose, even being around you, just to break you down.
That's
Trust me.
crazy.
And that's times when you're tempted. You know, people say the devil busy. Man, listen. Sometimes you get in relationships with people just because they're lacking in certain areas, and they're sucking the energy from your success to try to keep themselves above water.
Mhm.
So what I'm really trying to say is, in situations like that, sometimes that's why I'm saying I'm not a nice guy, because the nice guy would deal with that shit. The good guy, you recognize what's good in the situation and drop the dead weight.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
Yeah.
totally
Exactly.
relate.
That's all I got to
So
say.
see, I've been the nice person
Yeah.
constantly, consistently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the nice person. You know, I've
Right.
always it's usually me last, for real,
Right.
for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then when you say about you have to know who you are, I think that
Yeah.
that's key right there. And I think a
You have
lot of
to.
us don't know who we are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
it's important to go on that self-discovery journey to understand and to know who you are, so that you can determine what it is that you're not only going to offer a relationship, but
Yep.
also would like to receive from a relationship.
And which and you know, people that are at that maturity level and at that awareness where they know who they are, you can recognize them because
Yep.
they stand for certain things. They will not allow certain things. They have no problem speaking up and being straightforward, and they don't care how, if somebody else is uncomfortable by them expressing what is bothersome to them.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know what
Very
I
true.
mean?
Very true.
And so I think it comes with experience, because there was a time when I was that passive individual. And I think at like 25, a light bulb went off, and it was just like, what are you doing? Why are you being
Mhm.
accepted of this? What, you know, like,
Mhm.
what is this? You know, but
Mhm.
from there on, that passive, nice, all the time, just okay. I'm not going to speak up because I don't want to, you know, make them upset. That person is dead. That person no longer lives here.
That's a
Let's
good
You
thing.
know,
That's a good
yeah.
thing.
Oh, definitely. That is a good thing.
let
It
let's
is.
talk about the things that hurt people do um for a minute, because I was about to get into it. And let me know if this is one of those things, like if somebody calls my phone, or if my phone rings, or it buzzes and I open it, and my significant other is immediately over my shoulder, looking but not looking in my phone, reading but not reading.
Mm.
Is
I can't deal, bro. Real talk. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. And personally, not to cut you off, bro. Personally, that's the end of that right there. Like I don't care how good the punani is, so to speak. I don't care how good we're getting along. That's the end of that, because those type of behaviors, as an adult now, as a mature adult, we ain't talking about you 16, 17-year old. As a mature adult, you shouldn't have time or even space for that in your world, bro. Now, don't get me wrong. If you did something previously
Right.
to
Right.
give them a reason to feel that way,
Correct.
Mhm.
now, okay, you know what I'm
And you
saying?
got to
You
deal with
giving
that.
them a reason to act out.
Right.
But if you're just going to date a person and you're dating for a certain amount of time, and all of a sudden, this goes for male or female, you know, every little move you make, they on it. You know, then I don't know what situation you really want to be into. But if you actually are doing something in that relationship, or you've been caught in a
Right.
situation, then,
Then you just got to deal.
but even then, what I find, even if you stay in relationships like that, it never really goes away. Me personally, what I'm speaking. I mean, you can go to counseling and all this other stuff, and it works for some people, but more times than not, that little gray cloud always hangs around. And I
How
personally
long?
can't be in a relationship like that.
I mean, I don't feel like people should be in a relationship with anyone that they feel like they cannot wholeheartedly trust,
Bang.
because it takes so much energy
Mhm.
to have
Oh
to
my
try and
God, yes.
concern yourself with what they could be doing or what they no.
Oh my
No,
God, yeah.
that's too
Right.
much.
Yeah.
That, like, there's
Right.
no point
So
in that. You may as well just leave and start over fresh with somebody else. Build some new trust elsewhere, because
Listen. I always say that. I always say Y'all excuse me if I'm laughing for a bit, but something going on in front of me right here. So just excuse me. Stop. Stop it. This is ready.
You want me to talk once you know?
Yeah, you go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, do we need to ask you to flip the camera?
No, you don't
I
want to
know,
flip
right?
this camera. Trust me.
So, so
Maybe
I
I
mean,
do.
if if a person is doing that unprompted, going into someone's phone over their shoulder when they're in the phone, asking who is this, who is that, what do they mean? Good morning. What she mean by good morning?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. We classify that person as a hurt person,
Insecure.
um, as an insecure person, which is a form of hurt. Yeah,
Yes.
which or what I say is that a symptom of some type of previous hurt. Erica, maybe you could.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
back.
sounds like it.
Or some type of belief too. Because some people didn't have the direct hurt on them. They just saw how somebody else was treated. Like they saw a
All man are
relationship with,
dogs type belief.
well, or not even, like where they saw a situation where this guy was so good to his wife. Like they would have never in their wildest dreams think that he could have ever done anything on her. And then come to find out later, he actually did. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, if he could have been so out in the open and posting her and so good to her and all these different things that seem like a healthy relationship, and he
Mm-hmm.
still was being sneaky. Sometimes people can see stuff like that and it's like, geez, if he can do all that,
And then
you know.
they take that into their
Yes.
relationship.
Into their own relationship.
That's
Yes.
why you got to be careful about the circles you keep too, because
Yes.
I noticed that, like, some of my friends who I grew up with that will forever remain nameless, they rotten, like they are horrible when it comes to relationships and running game and running around. None of them on this show, right? Um,
Thank you
but
for clarifying that.
yeah, no, it's no true. None of them on this show, but some of my, not my private school friends, my public school friends. Oh my goodness, the things they
I
talk
went to
about,
a private school, y'all.
Same.
the things. But I mean,
But I
with
find a
saying,
lot of those people who also like over jealous, they're the ones who actually out there doing their crap.
Okay,
I
Ruckus,
mean,
so we
mhm,
gotta ask,
that's been
who
my
hurt you?
experience.
Oh boy. What you
all
asking
because one
us?
person won't believe they slick. Yeah, that's true.
You got a point, though, Hans. You got a point. Listen, I can tell you this though,
Okay.
and this goes for a man or a woman.
Mhm.
If you meet somebody and they acting shady, all your answers is in that damn phone. I can promise you that. If
So
you want
why
to
Ooh,
not
have the
just cut
energy
the
to go
shady
to it,
person off? So why not just cut the shady person off?
ooh.
Because
because
see,
because
being
some
shady,
people
that's
are
a red
attracted.
flag.
Okay, because some people are attracted to certain things. So you ever heard something like toxic bonding? Some people just attracted to toxic behavior.
Oh.
Am I
Mm.
right, Erica? Yes or no?
This is true.
Hey,
Some people just
here's
attracted to that, and they feel
And
as
that's
if
why I stay out of
when
people
things are
business.
going right. Listen, some people feel as when a relationship is going smooth, something's wrong.
Ooh, yeah.
Like if
I
we
want
ain't
y'all to help me
arguing
with
and we ain't
something.
carrying on, like we don't love each other.
Yeah.
I want y'all to
Yeah,
You
help
and
me
know?
with
again,
something.
that's based on what they know. That's based on their experiences. And even though
Exactly.
they may not like it, I mean, that's their comfort zone. That's what they know.
There
Right.
you go. There you go. They want to have be the back and forth, and you do something and I do something. Then later
Yeah.
on, we be grinding each other later on, and shit like that. Come on, they like
Yeah,
Right.
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. You're right. Some people do.
Of
I
course,
want
I'm
y'all
right,
to
Alex.
help
I'm never
me.
wrong.
Go ahead,
I want y'all
Nicely.
to help me. I want you to help me with this because this is one of my beliefs. I used to say it's like people who scream Jesus the most are those that need him the most. And
Mhm.
in that, you know, like you have people be like, oh, you need to come to church, oh, you need Jesus in your life, oh, Jesus this, oh, Jesus that. Like they be the main ones. Like they
Yeah.
throw who they are, who their innards, what they have inside them on you to say that, okay, I know I have all of this transgression within me, so it must be in you as well. And I
Mhm.
find that the only way I can repent, or I feel anew every time I do some dumb is to look to a certain avenue, right? So
Mhm.
I see that a number of times, and then I realized that a lot of times I'm innocent, almost 99.9, 99.8. Okay, but 99.5% of the time, I I am innocent, right?
Your almost might be different from our almost. Almost 98.5 might.
Okay,
But okay.
let's talk about
Projection. Projection
being
is
by
basically what you're talking about.
juicing outside the relationship. Let's say juicing
Okay,
outside the relationship,
okay,
right?
okay,
99% of the time, I am completely innocent, right?
Okay.
But I won't navigate to that yet. But I'm always accused, and this has to do. This is like an occupational hazard too, because of my job, my career, my position on stage. The fact that girls try to grab at me while I'm on stage, and all this, and lead people to believe that
He's so dreamy. He's so dreamy.
Right?
He's a
But
sex symbol.
yeah,
My God.
but I'm not doing anything most of the time. But people say,
Say most of
but
the
no,
time.
person who I'm in a relationship with or trying to talk to, that person is saying, "Oh, I know you used to do this. Oh, I know you used to do that. Oh, you this and you that and you that and you that." And I'd be like, "Where's all this coming from? Is this what's inside you? Is
D
this
stands for more than
I
Dyson.
feel like a
It's-
lot of it is projection.
It is projection.
Insecure. Yeah.
Because I mean, even if they see that, right? At that moment, you are giving them your attention. Your interest is in them. So I don't even understand why they would even take the conversation there.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like when you say, you in a show we did a couple weeks back that you find Morris Chestnut very attractive?
What?
Morris Chestnut? That's your guy.
What are you talking about?
I said very attractive.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You say
That's
extremely.
exactly what I said.
or
I just
somewhat-
said
Same way?
attractive. That's it. Just
Well,
attractive.
somewhat attractive.
I didn't add
Oh,
any extra
okay.
fluff or
All
razzle
right.
dazzle to it. Just
Dyson,
attractive.
Dyson, hey, listen, Aunt, you
what's
keep
the point?
forgetting. We got
What's
a
the point?
backlog of
What's
the
the
show you.
point? What's the point?
The
I'll look
point
for
is the same way how, what I'm trying to say, the same way how you could accuse Dyson for doing what he's doing, someone could accuse you for having those just commentary. It's the same thing, but you ain't really doing nothing. You don't mean nothing by it.
Is that
Right?
hurt? Is that
Who
hurt?
hurt you, Aunt?
Or is that just the
That's
fact that the person
that's
is a bad
insecurity.
person?
That is
hiding?
insecurity.
That's insecurity. That's them not accepting
Definitely.
you for who
So-
you are. They're like, that's insecurity. That's a lack
So
of
let me ask you
self-worth.
ladies
That's-
something.
I'm not
Let me
good
ask you
enough.
ladies something.
Go
Because
for it.
if you gotta go with them gals, I ain't good enough. That's what that
So let me
is.
ask let me ask both of y'all something. The ladies, let me get
Ask me,
y'all
Erika,
opinion
go
on
for
this.
Okay, come on.
Y'all have a problem if y'all out with your significant other, right? And both of y'all happen to see this attractive bit, and the dude says, "Damn."
We doing this again?
No, I want to know. Erica's new to the show, Hans. I
Okay.
want to know. We already know your answer.
I'll let her answer.
We already know your answer.
Right. But you
And
said you ladies.
I'm
You said
ready.
you
Cornered
ladies.
you on that. I
You said
won
you
that one.
ladies. You said
I
both
won
of
that.
you. You said both
Anyway,
of you ladies.
Erica, how would you
Yeah.
feel?
Thank you.
How would you feel if your significant other comments on someone else in your presence? How would that make you feel? She freeze?
Maybe she didn't hear. Maybe she didn't hear the question because
Erica, you can hear us?
I have to think about it. I mean, for
Okay.
Oh my God.
I thought she freeze for a second. I was like, damn. Dating
No.
questions heavy. He
I was
making you
just
freeze and shit.
I was just thinking about it. I mean, I
Like,
don't think
damn.
that I would
If someone say
care.
like,
I
someone say
think
like,
I might.
damn, baby, that
I
ass fat and shit.
probably
Wow. Yeah,
probably
that's
agree.
rude. That's rude. That's out of line.
Aunt, you
Said
say
what?
you out of this.
What?
You out of this. Go drink your
Said
tea.
what?
That's a. You
Drink
know
your
what?
tea. You out of this. Drink your tea.
What did you say?
Repeat what you said, JP.
Aunt.
She could hear.
Aunt, did you not say you out of this?
Erica, have
Oh
repeat what
my
he said.
God. Tyson.
Ask
Hey,
him
y'all.
again.
I already
Erica-
answered this.
He's
I'm
deflecting
out of
Erica
this.
wants to know.
point.
Aunt,
Erica
go
wants to
drink
know
your
what you
tea.
said.
He's deflecting
Erica wants
at
to know
this
what you
point.
said.
Thank you, Dyson.
Erica
Aunt.
wants to know what you said.
You don't feel good. Drink your tea. Thank you. Erica.
Before I get cool, but you
Damn.
know what? Drink the tea before I get cool.
Yeah, man.
I
Shit.
didn't finish that.
Go make
Alright,
some
okay.
more. Go make another one.
I mean, I feel like if we're in a relationship, you should know what's offensive from what isn't. Let me just say it that way. So
Yes.
if I'm in a relationship with someone, I mean, we could have conversations and you would know that, like, for me, like, I'm pretty open. Like, you could go ahead. Like, I'm pretty open. I understand, like, there's going to be different attraction and you could say certain things that I'm not going to be offended by, but then you could also, like, cross the line.
Okay.
And so I think, like, you know, if we're in a good relationship and we really communicating well, and you'll know what's appropriate from what isn't, because
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be somebody who's gonna say certain things too. Like, I'm not a person who's like, okay, I don't find anybody else attractive. Hell no, that's not true.
I got a question.
There you go.
So
There you
are hurt people in open relationships?
Benicio.
Let Ans answer that.
Benicio.
Hey, Dyson, let Ans answer that. Since you want to speak so much, let her answer that.
What's the
Ans.
question?
Is
What
it
is
possible for hurt people to be in open relationships?
No.
Why not?
Hmm.
Why? Give me a reason why.
For hurt
Yeah,
people
give
to
me
be in
what.
an open relationship, they're too
Yeah,
young
why?
and too insecure.
Is an open relationship the result of some type of hurt? I guess is the question.
Dyson,
A
put a
defense mechanism.
definition on hurt
It
relationship
definitely
first.
could
Sorry.
be a defense mechanism. To,
I
you
feel
know,
like
to
you
make
could definitely be in an open relationship. I mean, you could just be detached.
What do
So
you
I think
people
it goes
consider?
both ways. Like,
Would
absolutely
you guys
no, or
consider the
completely detached.
definition of an open relationship? Would you consider an open relationship?
Dyson.
No, you answer.
No, he said an open relationship. So what
Right.
does he
And I
mean?
said, what is your definition before you answer of an open relationship? What is your definition of it? Each
So
one of y'all.
when I think of an open relationship,
Right.
I think of, yes, two people who are, let's see, so they have a commitment to each other,
Mhm.
right? But
Mhm.
they have their own rules on what they could do outside of their relationship alone.
Okay.
With other people.
I feel the same way. All right. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No need to shoot the messenger. Man. Shit.
Yeah, but I mean, people asking. I mean, the question of who hurt you. Again, let me see what Ruckus is getting
But do
into.
people really say that in relationships? Like, would they actually say, like, who hurt you? Like, if you step out of line, would people say, like, who hurt you? Because that, for me, is just so, I would be defensive. Like, what
Hey,
you talking
hold on,
about?
Erica. Hold on. I know somebody who say who hurt you. As a matter of fact, they say it on this show. And she's sitting right next on this panel.
All right.
I said it to JP.
But you cheat.
Ruckus
I
saying
love her to you, huh? I love her to you. No.
hurt people in open relationships.
She was
are the
like,
cornerstone
JP, I
of
want
being
to hurt you.
I
A lot
did.
of
Because
praise.
you were just so
Triggering you. Triggering you. I was just triggering you. It's good media. Right?
Okay. Hey. Okay. All
So
right.
you were lying?
No,
All right.
I'm actually true with everything I say.
Okay. There's a show or two ago.
Mhm.
One said something, and you asked him who hurt him.
Yeah. You know what show it was? Gaslighting.
Gaslighting.
I don't
Okay.
remember.
I do.
Right.
I remember.
Good for you.
So I think the question that I want to close on is how do we identify that the situation in a relationship, the imbalance in a relationship with a hurt person, how do we identify that this person is asking out of hurt? Like if she says to me, or that's your sweetie calling you, how do I identify that as, okay, how do I respond to that? How do I treat that? Or do I not respond to that? Do I not treat that? Should I should my reply to that be, you need to
Yeah,
seek
that's my sweetie calling me. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, my sweetie.
No, I think your reply to that could be, what makes you feel the way you feel? Why do you feel the way you feel? And
Negative.
and that's if you really actually care about, dealing with that person. If you really
That's
don't
entertaining.
care,
That's entertaining the bullshit, Ants.
then you could just keep it moving. But
That's
I
entertaining
think
the bullshit.
if you
should
care,
we entertain, ladies? Should we entertain the BS? Should we
Oh.
entertain that insecurity?
no, I wouldn't.
She said, I was just about to say, Dyson, they ain't gonna do it. They ain't
I
going
wouldn't.
anything.
Well,
I
you know,
wouldn't.
I mean, if
I wouldn't.
y'all in a relationship, then that's just about the communication. You got to be curious. Like you gotta
Join your
try
bread.
to identify where that's coming from, because sometimes she may not know where that's coming from,
She
and
may
she
not know
needs to know
herself.
that it,
Mhm.
Right.
yeah, and she
She
needs
may
to
not
know,
be
like,
aware.
hey, I really do need to understand, like, why do I think that's, his sweetie or whatever.
Right.
Hmm.
You
But
know,
don't you? But don't you? Go
and
ahead.
sometimes men do give you reason to think that that might be a little sweetie.
I go into that right now. Let's say there is reason for her to suspect that it is a sweetie or on the next line. Like what are the choices here? I saw a reel the other day where the dude responded to a woman who was sassing him, and he was like, "Why do women get so worked up, going to bat and confronting situations when they know they're not going to leave anyway?"
I don't know why. That's stupidity, in my opinion.
Right?
Honest to God, that's stupidity. Because why are you making a big
Why are you
fuss?
making noise if you know you ain't trying to go nowhere?
That's
Because it
stupid.
goes back to the whole trauma bonding shit. What I said earlier in the show. Some people are attracted to toxic behavior. I'm telling you guys. Some people listen. They grow up seeing it in their home. Perhaps that's how their mother and daddy used to get down. They grew up seeing them fight each other, argue all the time. So as they grew up and they became adults, that's just how they function.
Yeah.
And they think that's normal behavior.
Right.
That's just what it is, man. Some people can't tolerate it and some of them will deal with it forever.
The forever part. Final question. How long do you have to apologize in a situation? Let's say it is merited that your phone be searched. How long do you have to endure your phone being searched because you did some foul stuff?
Because you actually did foul stuff?
Yes. You actually
Until the other person feel like it's enough.
That's
Because
if you want to be in a relationship.
No.
Say it again?
That's if you actually value the relationship. You want to be in a relationship, then you allow the person to search your phone indefinitely.
No.
I can't go through that.
I gotta listen.
I just can't even go through that.
Here's the deal, like when you listen, I always say this. Whether let's just say I personally get caught in a situation, right, that I'm 100% wrong. Okay. Once we go through our little situation that initially pops off because feelings are hurt and all this other shit, right?
Right.
Once I tell you, as the wrongdoer, once I tell you, I am sincerely sorry. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Right.
That's a wrap, bro. Like I with Erika, I ain't going through the everyday because something pop off in your mind. Now I understand it takes a period of time for the thoughts and the feelings to go away a bit. I understand it. I ain't talking about 2 days later you should act different. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 6 months to a year down the line, and every now and again you freaking out. I don't have time for that. I'm walking away. I don't care how long we've been together.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
Well, all right. Well, Erika, this really is a topic that I figured you'd be able to shine in, being a life coach, right? And you have a lot of people that come to you and a lot of people that will be coming to you that would possibly hurt. So I think maybe I should let you close the show with a word. Maybe you can tell them where to come in and bring they tithe and offering.
I think the most important thing is, when you find yourself in certain cycles and you find yourself even just, sabotaging self or relationships, that is an indication that, hey, there's something that's going on below the surface.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't want to acknowledge it because it takes bravery to go down that road. Like it takes a lot to say, you know what, yeah, but I've been hurt, especially when you've been putting on a facade for so long, so I think that if you find yourself in the same position and you keep saying, but like, why things still the way they are, why still doing this or why still doing that, ultimately it's because you got some stuff that you need to deal with. So
it's treatable. Is there light at the end of that tunnel?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So there's hope.
100%.
Final
There's
words,
hope.
y'all.
There's always hope.
I'll use that as your final words, Erica. Y'all want to drop some final words? Nancy, anything to say? Who hurt you?
I have no final words tonight.
Who hurt you, Juan?
I always got something to say.
Always. I agree.
Well, take us out.
At least we agree on something. Listen, there's only so much anybody can take, man. You know, like Erica say, if you're in a situation where you constantly going through the same shit over and over, once again it goes back to what I said earlier. You have to. I'm still on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to say it by myself for a second. I was feeling me.
As I said, you front and center. That's you. That's all you, bro.
I was like, I was trying to like touch on myself just now on the camera, feeling myself. Anyway, like I was saying, you shift my thought pattern after I saw myself, and I was like, damn, who that is? Anyway, like I was saying, you have to know self-worth, and this goes for ladies and gentlemen. You have to know who you are as a person, man. And you have to know that, like I said, there are people that's going to come across in your life that's just trying to break you down. That's just human nature. There's nothing you're going to do about that. You know what I mean? And the quicker you realize what you're worth, the quicker you'll be able to move on. Because like Erica say, once again, 9 times out of 10, it's probably not going to get better. You have to know when to walk away from a situation. Don't worry about who's hurting you. Just worry about dealing with your own personal hurt. Fix it and move on.
Yep.
That's it.
I'd like to piggyback off of that because ultimately we like to put the blame on everybody else. He hurt me, she hurt me, they did that. It's you. Like look at yourself in the mirror and be accountable for what it is that you have done in order to allow this to continue. Continue. And I think that for me has just not just in my coaching but in my own personal journey has been, I guess, a thing that stands out in recognizing that regardless of how badly I was treated, that I was still accountable, that I still played a role in that.
And I'll piggyback off of that. People can only treat you how you allow them to treat you.
Facts.
That's it. Don't allow it.
Big facts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's episode 65 of the Sup'm Show where we ask the question, who hurt you? And the big plus is that there's still hope.
Yeah.
All right. Next week, well, actually, subscribe. Stay tuned. I will be switching up some dates. Be coming into the Christmas holiday, and then there's New Year's. So we may have to do a little shuffle. But we do want to do a happy year review where we want to hear all about the great stories, the great accomplishments of 2023. We don't really believe, and I say we, the Sup'm Show 3, myself, Juan, and Dr. Bazard, we don't really believe in resolutions. We believe as though you should self-assess every day. So we're not going to talk too much about 2024, but we do want to know what all you accomplished in 2023. So be sure to join us in the comments when that show comes around.
Is there a show next week, guys?
I want to discuss that. I'll let that information out on the YouTube and the Facebook and Instagram pages by Wednesday.
I'm going to try my best to get on, but I'll be traveling, but you know how it is.
Yeah, man. Enjoy yourself. If I don't see you before, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas. And to the full extreme, Happy New Year. And my life coach, Erica, thank you for joining us again. We'll see you at the next show. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
All right.
Take care of yourself.
Peace. Yes.
Thanks, Erica.
You're welcome. See you later.